Commerce Alive today presents
American Apparel. American Apparel was founded in 1989 by Canadian Dov Charney. For some time, clothes were made in South Carolina. In 1997, the company moved to Los Angeles, California. Charney subcontracted sewing to Sam Lim's 50-worker shop under the Interstate 10 freeway in East LA. Months later, the two became partners. In 2000, American Apparel moved to a factory in downtown Los Angeles where it continued to grow primarily as a wholesale business, selling blank t-shirts to screen printers, uniform companies and fashion brands. Later, the company moved into the retail market. As early as 2001, American Apparel has been a vocal advocate for reform of U.S. immigration laws. On May 1, 2002, American Apparel shut down its factory to allow the company's workers, many of whom are immigrants, to participate in a pro-immigration rally in downtown Los Angeles. Dov Charney, a Canadian, also marched alongside the workers. American Apparel participates annually in the May 1 Immigration March and Rally in downtown Los Angeles. In 2008, they added a route from their factory that eventually connected with other supporters near the City Hall. The company's politics were eventually spun off into the Legalize LA advertising campaign. In 2005, the company was ranked number 308 in Incorporated's list of the fastest-growing U.S. companies in the United States, with a three-year growth of 440% in 2005 revenues of over $211 million US. In 2005, the company was named Marketer of the Year at the first LA Fashion Awards. Women's Wear Daily published a survey in April 2007 from Outlaw Consulting, a creative research firm tracking the habits of 21 to 27-year-olds, which ranked American Apparel as the 8th most trusted brand, ahead of such clothing brands as H&M and Levi's. In 2005, the company hosted a bikini car wash benefit with the American Red Cross to raise money for the victims of Hurricane Katrina. In addition, they packaged and delivered 80,000 shirts to the relief effort in New Orleans and the Gulf Coast. As an underwriter of Farm Aid, American Apparel donates the blank shirts that the organization prints and sells as merchandise. In 2007, right before Christmas, American Apparel donated more than 300,000 articles of clothing, with the giveaway specifically targeting the homeless population of large cities. In 2009, the company had a Justice for Immigrants factory sale in Los Angeles, the proceeds of which benefited organizations such as the Casa Libre Immigrant Children's Homeless Youth Shelter, the Center for Human Rights and Constitutional Law, the Coalition for Humane Immigration Reform of Los Angeles, Hermandad Mexicana Latino Americana, and the National Day Laborers Organizing Network. In late 2006, American Apparel went through a reverse merger and became listed on the American Stock Exchange. In 2007, American Apparel put up 2 billboards, one in New York and one in Los Angeles, featuring an image of Woody Allen's character dressed as a rabbi from the movie Annie Hall in Yiddish text, for a period of 1 week. According to Charney, the billboards were a satire and allegory alluding to both the scene in the movie and the similar controversy experienced by both individuals. Allen strongly objected to this use of his image and sued the company for $10 million. Allen testified at a December 2008 deposition that he considered the company's advertising to be sleazy and infantile. In 2007, Imker created a fake American Apparel ad campaign in New York. The stunt lasted almost a year, until it was revealed that the fake ads were actually Photoshop mock-ups. American Apparel ran a tribute ad on the back cover of Vice magazine showing a compilation of the fake ads. Although the company said as early as May 2008 that the billboards were meant strictly as social parody, there was much debate over whether American Apparel's lawyers would use Allen's personal life, namely his affair with Soon-Yi Previn, as their defense at the trial. Charney claimed that these rumors were outright false and that his speech was protected by the First Amendment. In May 2009, the case was settled by American Apparel's insurance carrier for $5 million, with the insurance company paying the bulk of the settlement. The settlement was for half of Allen's initial demand. Dov Charney said that if it had been up to him, he would have continued the case and taken it to trial. After the passing of Prop 8, which defines marriage in the state as one man and one woman in California in November 2008, American Apparel launched the Legalize Gay campaign. It is similar to the Legalize LA campaign, and shirts with Legalize Gay and Repeal Prop A printed on them in the same style as the shirts of Legalize LA are sold by the company. In January 2008, the Intelligence Group, a trend and market research firm, listed American Apparel as their #2 top trend-setting brand, behind only Nike. In 2008, The Guardian named American Apparel Label of the Year. As of 2008, the company employed more than 10,000 people and operated more than 200 retail locations in 20 countries. The company paid its manufacturing employees an average of $12 per hour. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, the average factory worker at the company makes $80 to $120 per day, or roughly $500 per week compared to the $30 to $40 made daily at most other Los Angeles-based garment factories. Employees also receive benefits such as paid time off, healthcare, company-subsidized lunches, bus passes, free English as an additional language class, on-site massage therapists, free bicycles and on-site bike mechanics, free parking in addition to the proper lighting and ventilation. Every floor of the factory includes free telephones where workers can make and receive long-distance phone calls. The company's employees in foreign countries do not receive the same hourly wages as their Los Angeles counterparts. However, employees in China will earn U.S. federal minimum wage. After going public, the company offered employees as much as $40 million in stock shares. The plan grants employees roughly 1 share of stock for every workday they'd spend at the company. Approximately 4,000 of the company's employees are eligible for the program. In previous years, the waiting list for employment at American Apparel has had over 2,000 names on it. In 2010, the company was actively looking for staff following an investigation by U.S. Immigration found that 1,500 of its workers lacked the legal immigration documents and were subsequently dismissed. From 2009 until 2014, photographers such as Henrik Purian and David Shama worked on a number of ad campaigns for American Apparel that defined the identity of the brand. In 2009, an ICE audit of American Apparel's employment records uncovered discrepancies in the documentation of about 25% of the company's workers, implying mainly that they were undocumented immigrants. American Apparel terminated the employment of about 1,500 employees that September as a result. The company responded with questions of the effectiveness of such an action and said the firings will not help the economy, will not make us safer. No matter how we choose to define or label them, undocumented immigrants are hardworking, tax-paying workers. The ICE audit highlighted a new strategy from President Obama which announced they were shifting away from high-profile raids. According to CEO Dov Charney, American Apparel promised its workers who were fired for improper immigration documentation that they would be given priority treatment, in terms of being interviewed for future positions, if and when they got their immigration papers in order. Commenting on the loss of 1,500 workers due to concerns over illegal immigration, Charney said it broke our efficiencies and generated a situation where we were late delivering garments. It lost a lot of money. It cost us agility. In 2010, American Apparel's auditors, Deloitte & Touche, resigned after informing the company that its financial statements for 2009 may not have been reliable. The resignation led to investigations by U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. In a November 2010 in an ad running in Canadian alternative weeklies, the company describes itself as a majority-owned Canadian company, founded and operated by Dov Charney, a Montrealer. The ad goes on to say, in the end, one of the important things that makes American Apparel special is its Canadian heritage. In April 2011, American Apparel confirmed that it had secured $14.9 million by selling some 15.8 million shares of common stock at 90 cents a share to a group of Canadian investors led by Michael Saruya and Delavaco Capital. The investors also received warrants to buy as much as 27.4 million additional shares. As of 2012, American Apparel has sued in 7 public sexual harassment lawsuits. All were dismissed, thrown out, remanded to arbitration, or in one case, settled but with no monetary liability to the company. Many cases were remanded to arbitration because the company required employees to sign away their right to any legal claim against Charney or American Apparel. In one prominent case, the company was sued by 4 ex-models for sexual harassment, including one separately named plaintiff who sued the company for $250 million, in a lawsuit which involved mutual nude photographs, sexual text messages and requests for money. The company was accused of being responsible for these leaks in a later lawsuit. However, the case was dismissed by a New York City judge in 2012. In another case, American Apparel was reprimanded in an opinion by the Second Appellate District for a settlement in which the plaintiff, Ms. Nelson, would agree that she had not been subjected to sexual harassment. American Apparel attempted to issue a press release which mentioned an arbitration hearing that had, in fact, never taken place due to Ms. Nelson's lawyer Keith Fink not showing up for arbitration. Keith Fink would instead later go on to represent Dov Charney in future cases, including defending against allegations of sexual harassment and assault. As of 2013, only one case, a class action lawsuit on behalf of all female employees which contains no specific allegations against Charney, remains active. In response to the lawsuits, American Apparel has claimed that the lawsuits were extortionary attempts to shake the company down, and has run advertisements saying so. Charney has maintained his innocence in all the lawsuits, telling CNBC that allegations that I acted improperly at any time are completely a fiction. The board of directors voted to strip him of his position of chairman in June 2014 and fire him as CEO. Charney responded with several SLAPP lawsuits claiming defamation, which were thrown out in court. In June 2012, American Apparel partnered with the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation in releasing a new line of t-shirts to celebrate LGBT Pride Month. 15% of the net sales of the shirts were donated to GLAAD. Isis King modeled for this line, becoming American Apparel's first openly transgender model. In the summer of 2013, American Apparel announced their desire for more trans-sexy models. In 2013, American Apparel was named one of the Street.com's 8 pro-gay companies. In April 2013, American Apparel issued a private offering of $206 million in senior secured notes. The proceeds were used to repay a long-standing, high-interest credit facility from Lion Capital and Crystal Financial. American Apparel was criticized in October 2013 for a culturally insensitive display in one of its New York stores. The display used imagery associated with traditional African religion and Afro-American religion. This sparked outrage among some practitioners of these various religions, that include Haitian Vodou, Louisiana Voodoo, West African Vodun, Cuban Santeria, and others. In June 2014, the company's board of directors ousted American Apparel founder, chairman and CEO, Dov Charney, after allegations of misconduct and inappropriate behavior towards employees. As interim chief executive during the search for a permanent CEO, the company's CFO John Luttrell was appointed. As co-chairman, the company appointed Alan Meyer and David Danziger. Charney, through his lawyers, claimed his ousting was illegal and demanded reinstatement. Soon after, Lion Capital demanded the repayment of a $10 million loan 4 years early. A failure to repay the loan would trigger a default on a $50 million credit line with Capital One Financial. In December 2014, American Apparel replaced CEO Dov Charney with fashion executive Paula Schneider. By September 2015, American Apparel struggled to avoid bankruptcy, as the company needed to repay a debt of $15.4 million due the following month. It struggled to find funds and prepared to report dismal financial results in the coming weeks. The clothes retailer warned investors in August 2015 that it would not have enough cash to sustain operations for the next 12 months, which raises substantial doubt that we may be able to continue as a going concern. The firm filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on October 5, 2015. In January 2016, the company rejected a $300 million takeover bid from Hagen Capital Group and Silver Creek, two investment firms aligned with Dov Charney. In January 2017, American Apparel was acquired at auction for $88 million by Canadian sportswear company Gildan Activewear. Gildan Activewear Incorporated bought American Apparel, but not its physical stores, which faded from the retail landscape forever.
If you have any fond memories, please indicate it at the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like.